Hello, students. This is Mr. Lee. Today we are going to be working on a skill called sequence of events, which is essentially what happens first in the story, what happens second, third, fourth, and finally last. So I'm going to read a story called Soccer. I want you to, this is in your green packet, so I want you to take out your green packet and follow along as I read. Okay, Soccer by Sandra Fernandez. Soccer is a game that is loved around the world. Sisters and brothers play. Moms and dads play too. Many people play soccer. You need a soccer ball to play this sport. Soccer shoes and leg pads will keep you safe when you play. Two teams play this sport on a soccer field. The field is an open place that is covered with grass. It has a net at both ends. You move the ball down the field with your feet. Using your head is okay too, but you cannot use your hands. You score a goal when you kick the ball into the net. Each goal is worth 1 point. Every team has a goalie. The goalie tries to keep the ball out of the net. The goalie is the only player who can touch the ball with her hands. The referee runs up and down the field. He makes sure that everyone plays safely and by the rules. The referee holds up a card to show that a player broke a rule. Many players feel sorry if they break a rule. The team that scores the most points wins. Players tell each other that they played well. They are good sports. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to fill out a flow chart with sequence of events. Okay, so the first thing that they talk about in this story is who can play the sport. Okay, so many people can play soccer, including young children and adults. I can't remember if that's what they say specifically. However, they did mention something in there that anyone can play. So I included a range of people, young children to adults. Okay, the second event, okay, is they talked about the different equipment that you need. Okay, so the equipment that they talked about was a soccer ball, some shoes, some leg pads that will all help keep you safe. So the second event is, we'll say the next thing is that you need specific equipment to play, because shin guards are specific to soccer, like these specific shin guards. You wouldn't want to use these shin guards to play hockey with. You also don't need like a baseball bat or anything like that. Like the soccer ball is the only thing that you can use on the soccer field. Okay. So the next event that they talk about is like kind of the how you play the game. They talked about moving the ball up and down the field with your feet, that you cannot use your hands. So the next event is the rules. Oh, I'm not going to do rules. We're going to delete that too. Is how you play the game. And in parentheses, I'm going to put instructions. Just so it's a little bit clear. Okay. So after they talked about, so notice, let's go back and see our sequence of events. So the first thing that they talk about is they say many people can play soccer. The next thing they mention is that you need specific equipment to play. Okay. After that, they tell you how to play soccer, or just like a direction of how to play. Okay. After they talk about how you play the game, they talk about the official. So there is an official or a referee that makes sure players are following the rules. Okay. Then they talk about sportsmanship at the end. Okay, so we're going to write after the game is, actually, you know what? We're going to lastly, we'll use some good transition words. Lastly, the players shake hands and congratulate one another. Okay, so let's go back and review our process here. Okay, so many people can play soccer. Then they talk about that you need specific equipment to play. Okay, the third event here is how you play the game. The fourth event is saying that they have a referee that makes sure players are following the rules. And then the last thing that they talk about in the story is that the players shake hands and congratulate one another. Even like no matter who wins or loses, they still shake hands and congratulate one another. Okay, I hope this video was helpful in finding the sequence of events. Stay tuned for